Hi guys, sorry, I seem to be having technical difficulties here. Nothing's ever simple, is it? I'm hoping that my Wi-Fi connection is strong enough to make this video last as long as it needs to. Today I wanted to talk to you about the challenges that you might be facing being stuck at home, either on your own or kind of within your own family. It's a really unique situation that we find ourselves in. It's not something that many of us will have experienced before, and people are going to be finding it difficult for lots of different reasons. I wanted to talk to you today about the main things that people seem to be struggling with, and hopefully give you some ideas on how you might try and combat that. Please do comment anything that you might be struggling with, and if you have any words of encouragement or any tips that have been helping you, please add them in the comment section below. And you know, the comments that you put might help someone else that might be watching this as well. So when I first started thinking about sort of talking about this subject, I kind of reached out to my friends to find out what sort of things they were finding most difficult at the moment with everything that's going on, and most people came back with similar answers, which was kind of reassuring in a way that we are all struggling with the same sorts of things. One of the most common things is actually how to establish a routine while being stuck indoors. And we know that routine is really important for maintaining people's mental and physical well-being, and usually for most of us that would involve kind of getting up in the morning, getting yourselves ready for the day, you know, leaving the house to go to work or maybe go to the gym or seeing friends. And when that isn't possible, things can get tricky and people can find themselves at a little bit of a loss of what to do, and that can make people feel down or anxious, you know, and it's not easy. It's tricky for people to kind of get their head around that. The feedback that I got on how to combat that was, even at home, try and put a routine in place. So kind of set yourself a regular time to get up and out of bed, get your outfit ready the night before, do your hair and makeup in the same way that, you know, you would do if you were normally kind of leaving the house. So get yourself up and ready and prepared for as if you were going to have a normal day, you know. And you know, this is the new normal, isn't it, having a day at home? So, you know, try and kind of, if you can, try and create yourself a routine that's going to work for you at home, because, you know, that will help you get yourself in the right mindset for whatever it is that you would normally be doing. So, you know, what I would say is that if you need a day or two in your pajamas, that's okay too. Sometimes self-care looks like spending a day in your pajamas, you know, and that's okay. Like, be kind to yourselves. You know, it's more important now than ever to look after ourselves. If you're working from home, either for the first time or trying to work from home with the kids off school, that can be difficult too. Advice I've heard for this is to have a designated area within your home that you work from. So, you know, try and make it somewhere separate from where you would normally go to relax or unwind, you know, in the evenings. So, you know, in your house it might look like your dining room table. Like, set that up as a little office, have everything you would need, you know, to kind of do your normal work. So your laptop, your phone, you know, pens, cup of tea, whatever, but have that separate from the rest of your home. So when you do finish work, you know, and you want to kind of go and chill on the sofa or, you know, in the kitchen, or, you know, that's not where you've spent all of your day working, you know. So have that workspace separate from your chill space or where you're going to go to relax once you've finished. So yeah, so kind of set yourself a little office up. Sorry, I've wrote myself some notes to try and stop myself from waffling, but time will tell if that will help. I am a bit of a waffler. But yeah, it's just, if you set yourself like a different space to work, that just helps you have that mental separation at the end of the day. So, and hopefully try and help you to switch off as well. Friends of mine actually said that physically being in front of a laptop all day is tricky. You know, lots of you would go into meetings, or you would, you know, see clients face to face, or, you know, you would spend a lot of time on the phone, or, you know, we aren't all used to being in front of our laptops all day. I know at Trust Links a lot of our work is in groups or face-to-face with clients, so this is not something that comes easily, and it can make you feel tired, it can make you feel drained, it can hurt your eyes actually physically being in front of a screen. Not all of our work is computer-based a lot of the time. So what I would say to combat that is schedule regular breaks. If you have a telephone meeting, maybe, have a wander around the garden while you're on the phone. Maybe schedule like 10 minutes every hour to kind of give yourself a rest and a break away from the computer. I don't know, maybe set yourself a 10-minute kitchen cleaning challenge. That's just what I did yesterday. Just any excuse, go and find your pet, cuddle your cat, go and see what your kids are up to. I don't know, like just anything, just to get yourself away from the computer. The second thing that people have been finding difficult is having kids at home and trying to homeschool them to some extent. I, for one, have realised that teachers are severely underpaid, severely. If they are on anything less than $1 million a year, it's not enough. It's not easy, guys, it's not easy. So the first thing I would say with regards to that is go easy on yourselves. The majority of us are not teachers. It's hard, teachers train for years to do what they do, so to expect ourselves to kind of be able to do it, with a moment's notice would be unrealistic. Don't make this any more stressful for yourselves than it needs to be. Do what you can. There are loads of great resources out there, more so than ever at this present moment in time. Lots of people are kind of jumping on the online bandwagon. I saw yesterday that there's an online British Sign Language course out there that's free for under 18s. Amazing. Like, they wouldn't learn that at school, and how amazing to have a skill like that. I can't remember what website it was, but when I find it, I'll try and post it in the comments below. Audible are doing free kids books at the moment, so that, kids have got like a different kind of forum platform for learning. Might be listen to an audio book if that's not something that they would normally do. Joe Wicks is doing a live PE session every morning, which is really good, lasts about half an hour, lots of people getting involved with that. And kids and adults can do it together as well, which I think is quite nice. I've seen some parents who have set up little tuck shops for their kids and give them money to spend each day, which I think is quite cool. Be inventive, but also make it fun. This is a stressful time for them too, and all kids are in the same boat. It's not just your kid that's, having to spend, the rest of the term at home learning. The provision will be made to take that into account. I know it can be difficult to try and time. One of my friends set out a schedule the night before between her and her partner, which outlines who will look after the toddler. If you live with a partner or husband, significant other, or if you're not the only adult in the household, maybe try and set it out in advance. Who's going to look after the child at what time, or oversee what they're doing, so the other one can get like a good chunk of work in. If you are on your own, that might not be an option, but if you are trying to work from home and look after the kids on your own, firstly, hats off to you, because that is hard work. It's not easy. But maybe it's a case of speaking to your employer and asking if they can be flexible with your working pattern so that you can fit it in, fit working around the kids' normal schedules. Most of all, what I would say is that as difficult as it is and as stressful as it is, try and enjoy this time at home with your families. I know, lots of you won't be used to being at home under each other's feet, but lots of families really struggle for quality time normally, all together. So as much as you can, try and make the most of it. It's unlikely that this situation is going to happen again in our lifetime. So, bake cakes together, get out in the garden and play football, or snuggle up in front of the telly and watch a film. Whatever it is that you wish you could do when life doesn't usually allow it. To add a bit of perspective, and thank you to one of my friends for saying this yesterday, like, there are key workers all over the country now, some of whom can't live with their families for fear of, you know, passing any sort of virus on. But there are key workers, doctors, nurses, teachers that wish they could be at home with their families right now. So, you know, when I heard that, that really put it into perspective for me. I'm just going to say, sorry, I'm not very technologically minded, so I'm going to try and have a look at some of these comments. Hi Tina. Hi Tracy. Hi Jackie. Jackie's saying that she was a teacher and found teaching her own children very challenging. So even for it's hard, guys. So if you're finding it difficult homeschooling your kids, go easy on yourself, because that is not easy. A class of 30 was easy. Well, that is interesting. Oh, hi Matt. Yes, see what I was saying about wearing what you would normally wear to work. I'm in my Trust Links hoodie. I would normally be wearing that to work. Makes me nice and visible while I'm out in the garden. Plus it's really comfy. And I'm proud. I'm proud to have a jump on it. I'm proud of what we do. I'm trying to figure out what these comments do. I think they just pop up as and when. Hi Corinne. I feel like, oh no, I'm scrolling. Hi Marie. Hi Marie. So Marie's asking, she lives on her own, and she is asking if she's allowed to go and see her brother. I'm not really in a position to give advice on this sort of thing. From what I understand, you know, the government guidelines that don't go out into any other household other than your own. So as tough as that is, I would, you know, try and urge you to use other methods of communicating with your brother. But I do understand that it's so difficult being separated from, you know, people that you love, people that you would normally spend lots of time with. You know, that's not easy. So I do feel for you, Marie. I really do. You know, maybe if you would normally communicate via WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, there's little buttons that you can press that turn it into a video call. That can be quite cool. Kind of feels like you're with each other even when you're not. Oh, and it's Georgina. Hi, Georgina. And Clive. Hi, guys. Oh, and George is here as well. She's saying, my partner is a teacher and so is his mum, and they are struggling with coming out of school and trying to buy food. We do need to look after our teachers. We really do. And, you know, the struggle for food is unprecedented, isn't it? So, yeah, just everyone, look after everyone. You know, you've got to be mindful when you're shopping that there are teachers and NHS workers that are coming off of a long shift. They've been spending their whole day looking after each other. You know, be sensible with what you buy. Okay, so yeah, just back to, you know, putting things into perspective and trying to enjoy our time at home with each other. I'm really going to try and appreciate this time. You know, life is busy. I work full time. The kids are in school. You know, my oldest has a job. We're all trying to juggle life. And, you know, I love the weekends. I relish the weekends when we're all at home together and we can all spend time with each other. And, you know, I'm trying to get myself in the mindset that this is just one really big, long weekend that's there to be enjoyed. And, you know, I'm going to try and get the kids cleaning the house for me while they're off. You know, silver lining. So I might, just looking at my windows right now, they're filthy. I'm going to teach the kids some life skills, get them cleaning the house. Something else that people seem to be struggling with, and it kind of ties in with the above, is how to manage their own feelings with regards to the current situation. People are feeling scared, anxious, uncertain. We don't really know how long this is going to last or what's going to come next. And, you know, it's scary times. And all the while feeling all of those things, you're trying to keep things as normal as possible for little ones or other people in your household. Like, it's hard. It's not easy. First of all, what I would say is these are all perfectly normal feelings. However you are feeling at the moment, it's not wrong. You know, it's a really unique situation that we find ourselves in, and there is no right or wrong way to feel, and it's likely to be changeable as well. You know, you might feel okay one minute, you might feel terrified the next, or, you know, you might find yourself gripped to the telly and not knowing, you know, what's going to happen. You might be aware of all these different feelings going on inside of your body. Be kind to yourselves. It's, you know, there's no guidebook for how to cope with COVID-19. So, you know, be kind, go easy on yourself. I mean, what I would do is I would urge you to try and find another outlet for your feelings, even if, you know, 9 to 5, you're trying to put on a brave face for your family and your love, and trying to kind of carry on as normal as much as that is possible. You know, do try and get those feelings out somehow. Maybe for you that looks like writing your feelings down in a journal, or picking up the phone once the kids are in bed, or, you know, Skyping a friend or a loved one, just to talk about how you feel. Try and, you know, working. Don't worry about burdening anyone with how you feel. Chances are they're going to be relieved that they're not the only one feeling the way that they do. You know, and it's a chance for us to all come together and support each other in any way that we can. You know, and by you talking about how you feel and your uncertainties and your anxieties, that may just, you know, make someone else feel better and less alone in how they feel. The last thing I wanted to talk about actually is how difficult it is for people not being able to access their normal support network. Lots of people not being able to see their kids or their mum, people who would usually form a big part of your normal day or week. Just, you know, in the comments, someone saying that they can't see their brother, and, you know, it's hard, of course it is. What I would say is try as much as you can to utilise other methods of contact. Skype, FaceTime can be done via Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. It's actually been really lovely and really heartwarming to hear that people are actually spending more time talking to each other now, like more than ever. Physically close to their loved ones, people are feeling, you know, like spiritually more connected with people. You know, life is busy. Sometimes we can put off a phone call until tomorrow or the weekend. There's no excuse now. You know, we're at home, we've got time. You know, pick up the phone, catch up with your mum or your aunt or your sister, or, you know, invite people into your living rooms in a virtual, you know, format. Things like, you know, Netflix are doing viewing parties, and, you know, where you can all watch the same thing together. And, you know, friends of mine are talking about doing like a pub quiz, but, you know, everyone on FaceTime, and, you know, managing it that way. Like, try and be inventive. But, you know, it's really lovely to hear that, you know, people are still feeling as close, if not closer to each other. And, you know, there's no reason why you can't still be as close to, you know, loved ones, even if it's not physically. You know, I know for one will really I won't take things for granted anymore after this. You know, something as simple as going for a coffee with a friend. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that feeling of just being able to go outside and pop around your friend's house, or, you know, it's going to be great. I'm already looking forward to that. So I'm just going to have a look at the comments again. I'm not quite sure what order this goes in, so you have to bear with me. I'll be a pro at this before long. Corinne saying she's missing Trust Links. Guys, we are missing you lot so much. This is a really weird situation. You know, we like to be able to see our people face to face and check in with you and see how you're going on and support you in any way we can. So, you know, this is not an easy situation for us either. You know, I'm missing you guys. I'm missing the chickens. Like, how is Vanessa? What is she up to? You know, we're all in the same boat. We're all in this together, and we will get through it together. You know, I don't know how long this is going to last. I suspect the more we all kind of listen to what the government is saying and follow the guidelines, the shorter it will be. It's hard, but we're all in the same boat, and we're still here for you. You know, we're going to be doing wellbeing calls, so if you feel that you would benefit from that, if you feel like you need to chat with someone, if you're feeling isolated, if you're, you know, at home on your own, get in contact with us. I believe that even if we're not physically in the office, we're going to have that number diverted to work mobile, so there's always going to be someone at the end of the phone line. I know, you know, anyone that's got any of our email addresses, we're still going to be checking those. We're still going to be working from home. We've got such a wealth of wonderful things that we can put on our online platform for you. that, you know, those that do have access to technology can still keep in contact with us. We've got 4 different things going on every day. We've got kind of question and answer time, a wellbeing slot, skills lessons. Like there is stuff going on. So unfortunately, although we can't physically be together, you can still keep in contact with us that way, and we are still here for you as well. Playing Pictionary on Skype is fun. Yes, I love Pictionary. I've already had conversations with my friends about doing stuff like that. Pictionary, you know, pub quizzes. Like, we've just got to be inventive. You know, and you do get used to it. It kind of feels like your friends are there with you, even though they're not, because you've got their face on the screen. And decluttering is a good way to occupy your mind. Yes, Roz, I, for one, am really going to utilise this time to, like, sort through stuff. Like, I mean, we've all got that cupboard, right? That cupboard under the stairs that we just shove stuff in and don't, you know, just forget about it, because once the doors are shut, you can't see the stuff. You know, it's a good time to declutter. It can be really therapeutic. Tidy house, tidy mind, and all that. So try and utilise your time for stuff that you don't normally get, you know, the chance to do. I've got a couple of cupboards that need sorting through. A couple of boxes still that, you know, haven't been unpacked. I'm going to cut my grass. I've been putting that off. There's no excuse now. Wonderful advice. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Trust Links, for your support. Oh, we're doing a virtual quiz at 12 noon on Friday. I did not know that. Amazing. I love a quiz. Okay, so Jackie's saying routine, so getting into a routine helps, but also going with the flow, putting a positive spin, you know, making the best of it. You know, I think I've said before, perspective is so important right now. You know, if you can, switch off the news, turn off your social media for a bit, challenge yourself to have like a little break, be it an hour a day. You know, it's easy to kind of get stuck down that rabbit hole of negative posts and, you know, people moaning, and, you know, try and distance yourself where you can, because your resilience and your positive perspective is really going to help you right now. And if you find that other things that you're doing, you know, make you lose sight of that, then maybe kind of put some distance between you and those negative messages that you're receiving. Finding enriching activities, yes, absolutely. And that might look different for different people. Enriching to me might be baking a cake. It might be, you know, I don't know, giving my cat a cuddle. It might be having a Skype conversation with a friend. But, you know, enriching might look different to other people. So, you know, whatever, you know, makes you feel good. It may not be the normal things, you know, it may not be kind of going out and going for dinner or coffee or whatever, but, you know, there will still be some things that make you feel good, that, you know, bring you joy and fill your heart up. Try and do as much of that as you possibly can. Talking. Yes. Hopefully we've all got phones. Talk to each other. I'm just saying. Matt's comment, the chickens are fine. Thank goodness. Do send them my love. You know, I don't like to think of them missing me too much. Or I just disconnected there. Hopefully I've reconnected now. Anyway, I'm coming to the end of my little speech for today. I really hope it's been helpful. Be kind to yourselves, guys. Take this opportunity to spend time doing something you wouldn't normally do. Learn to knit, or try a new recipe, start a new box set on the telly, learn a language. My daughter has promised to teach me some Spanish during our isolation, which I'm really looking forward to. And again, if you have any words of encouragement for each other, or you want to share anything that you're struggling with, or any tips that you have, leave some comments below, because, you know, other people that are reading this might find that really helpful. Hi Fiona. So I think that's all from me. How long has this lasted? 23 minutes. That's not bad. Hopefully I didn't waffle too much. If there's anything else you guys feel would be beneficial for you to listen to at 10 AM of a morning during our wellbeing slot, let us know. You know, this may go on for a while and we don't want to talk about the same things all the time. So, yeah. Thank you. Enjoy your day, whatever that may entail. And yeah, we've got another post coming up at 11. Don't know what it is, but I'm sure it'll be great.